Hello everyone, welcome back to the Strawberry Lily channel. For today's look, we are going to be doing a Slytherin look because I have been in quite the Slytherin mood ever since this year started, really. And you can see I came correct wearing my Slytherin pajama set. This was from Shein, and the makeup that we're going to be using today is also from Shein, or Sheglam, I should specify. So this is the Slytherin House palette from Sheglam. I have been wanting to use this for the longest time and I just never got around to it. I'm a little bit surprised that there is no matte green shade in here. So I guess, I can just use this cunning shade. Well, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. Maybe like a fake cut crease type of situation. I do love the color scheme and the whole design, everything that they came up with. There is no matte green, but I guess you could say that that is a little bit refreshing because every other Slytherin collaboration out there has a matte green, so Sheglam is doing something different, you know? Okay, we are going to start off with leadership. I guess this is almost like a slightly green leaning, slightly mossy, what would you call this shade? My words are escaping me. Chartreuse, like a dark mossy chartreuse.
Can you say magnetic?
Just keep going.
Charismatic?
This is one of those formulas where it's like a little drier, meaning that it really clings to whatever eyeshadow primer or base that you put on underneath relatively quickly. So you have to be careful just to don't get carried away and put on too much at one time. But as long as you have a controlled hand and you are steady with the blending, it will blend out pretty much seamlessly. And I like that the finish is kind of glossy. I feel like basically it mixed well with the eyeshadow base, because even though the powder itself is very dry in the pan, once you mix it with whatever you have on your face prior, it gives this glossy, like almost Japanese shadow-esque sheen. Okay, why do I feel like this alone could be a look? But no, we're gonna continue. I promised you guys a Slytherin look, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to dip into Destiny now. There was originally like a little snake head imprint on here. It's faded now because I swatched. Yeah, black is always super scary. Look, I'm tapping my brush onto a napkin. That is like carbon black. This formula is amazing, you guys. Like, I have zero complaints so far. There's no fallout even. Now these glitters are kind of hard to pick up after the initial swatch, I noticed. They do pick up, you just have to dig in there. Oh, that's actually showing up quite decently. Just like with the mattes, the glitter formula is kind of very pressed together and almost dry and gritty, but not in like a bad quality way. I don't know if I'm describing this correctly, but it's designed, I can tell that it's designed to really grip to your eyes. Like you can see there is pretty much zero fallout. Not every Asian brand that I've tried has been able to master this type of a formula. It's one of my biggest gripes with, yeah, like a lot of C Beauty, J Beauty, K Beauty eyeshadow formulas is that they have these beautiful options for glitters, but a lot of times they're just really flaky or they don't want to stay on your lids long term. Do I need to like fill in this area? I think I should go in with some more black and then I'll put the green on top of the crease as well. Oh my god, this silver glitter is exactly the type of silver that I like. It's not just glitter, it's white gold. Like that's how blinding it is. And even in the green glitter, the particles reflect really, really brightly. See, this technique of doing like the thin glitter cut crease line, and it's actually not even that thin, but I am able to do it with this formula. That's not always the case with most like pressed glitters or, you know, powder glitter pans in other eyeshadow palettes. Wow, that's crazy. I'm probably not gonna do the eyelash tattoos every time, but right now I'm just really into them. The only thing about this pair, I wish it was like 2 hairs longer because I feel like there's nothing out on the edges. But anyway, on with the tear bag makeup. Why is this low-key the best color I've ever used for that under eye bag shadow? Ow! Okay, this headband is very stiff and tight and uncomfortable. I'm not going to be leaving this on for long, but yes, I feel like I'm getting revenge for not being able to dress up like Medusa like I planned to for Halloween. It was a bunch of costumes that I had planned actually, but I don't know, I guess I was just traveling too much. I had no time whatsoever. But yes, here's my finished Slytherin look. Do you like? I feel like I could have done slightly better, like a slightly cleaner job, but I will say I'm absolutely in love with this color story and just this whole palette, this whole series from Sheglam in general. They really knocked it out of the park with this collaboration. I love the little argyle detailing on the inside. I also have the Ravenclaw palette that I can try at some other time if you guys are interested. But yeah, this is like, I don't know, I feel like the formula is Chinese makeup style. I mean, it's made in China, but a lot of products are made in China, even makeup from a lot of Western brands. But I feel like Sheglam is technically in their own right a Chinese makeup brand. Although, you know, I'm aware not everyone is on board with Shein or Sheglam, that whole group, but you have to admit that their collabs consistently slay. I can't wait until that Cursed Child movie comes out, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I mean, not like I'm so excited to see it or anything, but just because I feel like there has been such a dry spell lately of movies that I'm interested in, at least. The last movie I saw in theaters that was actually like up my valley was Wonka, because I love Roald Dahl. I loved both versions of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and that was just my jam, you know? But then after that, it was like the entire month of December, crickets. January, crickets. February, apparently, I don't know how long this movie has been out in the States, but I guess it just recently released in Japan. Poor Things. I can understand like the artistic, you know, the artistic nature of the film. It's just not for me. That's not something that I want to see. It's about, I don't even know what it's about, but it's kind of like a Frankenstein-esque story. Basically, this woman dies in childbirth or something, or some mad scientist takes the brain from a newborn baby and puts it in the body of this adult woman who died. You can already see where this is going. And yeah, obviously the entire journey of the heroine is going to be about how she's like navigating her life in this patriarchal society, but I don't know, it makes me very uncomfortable. Also, the fact that apparently there is a lot of focus on the sex scenes in the movie, which I can understand why they're there. Like, I don't think excuse me. Oh my god, why is my voice so dry? I don't think for this movie in particular, the sex scenes are meant to be gratuitous. I think it's definitely trying to make a political statement about how, again, we live in a patriarchal society, and the men in her life who seemingly approach her under noble pretenses, in the end, their vested interest is not really in, you know, helping her as a person. It's more so how they can harness her or her body to satisfy their own dark desires and needs, something like that. So I understand, I respect the message that the movie is trying to push. Some people are even saying that Poor Things expresses the message of the Barbie movie better than the Barbie movie. So I know it's getting a lot of buzz for good reason. Me personally, I'm just very uncomfortable with that. I don't know how to describe it, grotesque. I mean, I do like my own kind of stylistically dark, or I'm definitely not completely averse to anything that's dark or twisted or a little bit macabre. It just has to be in a certain way though for me to be able to digest it. The way that it's executed in Poor Things, it's just not my vibe, okay? And also, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about this movie that I have no plans to see in just a moment, but I am just not comfortable at all with the idea of a newborn infant brain in an adult woman's body that is later manipulated and used by some guy for SCX, even though I know that technically in the story it's said that she matures at a very rapid rate. So by the time that she is intimate with one of the main male characters, I don't know his name, but yeah, by that time she is technically an adult. But the whole thing just makes me uncomfortable in general. I say all that to say I will not be watching Poor Things in theater, and I am waiting very impatiently for something that I can watch, whether it be not Fantastic Beasts, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, or when is the new Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie coming out? I have a feeling that would be summer maybe. Or I don't know if they're even done with that one. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2, although again, that will probably be a summer blockbuster. I don't know why I can't think of any others. Dune, I'm not interested in. So yeah, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is my best bet for the closest new release that I can hope for. If you all have any suggestions, please let me know because I am itching to get to the theater again. The theater, if you will.